I think it's pretty definitive at this point to say that if you hear in Yu-Gi-Oh! A character sort of monologuing to themselves about the move they're going to make, I think we can safely say that ain't the move they're going to make. Hey guys, xthedarkone here with another episode of the Vrain Train, where we talk about the show Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains with as better way as possible. So let's hop on the Vrain Train and talk about turn 33. So yeah, this was essentially the first part of Ghost Girl vs Spectre, and it was a pretty good duel actually. It was we got some more backstory as to why Blue Angel chose her name, you know. The duel, again, I don't like talking too much about the duels themselves. It was a pretty good duel though. That tree's pretty powerful. Basically every time Blue Angel would try and hit him with a move, the tree would, you know, recover some damage and it lets him summon another link monster and attach it to the link Vrain, which is to do with the sun thing, whatever that card type is. And it was like, he called it his ultimate defense, his like absolute ultimate defense deck or something. So he would keep gaining life points despite how many she would get back, and he just kept having a defensive there. And yeah, and the tree couldn't be attacked or something. And it was again, it was a good deal. We found out that Blue Angel was, I mean, they might have mentioned it in an earlier episode, I can't remember, but, you know, he talked about, he's basically the proper, I don't know who Spectre is, but I like him. He's creepy, and I like him. He's really bizarre. And he's like, I know who you are. I know why you chose Blue Angel. I know the meaning behind your name. Apparently, it's a story that Zaizen would read to, that, you know, her brother, Awie's brother, would read to her whenever she felt sad, and the Blue Angel was like an angel who was like had a cold demeanour but would shed pure blue tears, and she started to become more friendly, kinder, as she got helped by other angels to defeat demons and stuff. And yeah, she would, every time she slayed a demon, she would cry. So in a weird way, I have a really weird feeling that if Blue Angel wins this duel, she's gonna cry at the end of it. I don't know, weird. But yeah, essentially he's like, yeah, you're like, you wanted to personify yourself as this Blue Angel character because you have meaning to it. And yeah, she did the whole thing where she did that thing where she was like, right, I know exactly what's going to do. This is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And of course, he totally backfired on her, and he went, nah, actually, I'll just play that trap card. And actually, no, won't get rid of it, I'll play it, which is what I can do. And then we saw, we went back to Yamato and the bird, and they're like flapping about, trying to find people. They're like, there ain't no one about. And they end up on the ground where this little kid, they do an amazing Spider-Man 2 on us. They legit do an amazing Spider-Man 2 ending on us, because they have some little kid who's like having an avatar, and he's done himself up like Playmaker, and he's like, I'm Playmaker, you guys are clearly nice enough, no, I'm going to duel you. It's like, I want to protect the Vrains. And then this massive tidal wave of stuff came at him. The kid gets saved by the real Playmaker, who's like, right, get the fuck, mate, get off. Trust me to save the Vrains. You can't be left on your own. I'll do it. And he's like, got you, mate. He logs off. I wasn't quite sure the point of that scene. I don't know what they accomplished. I don't know what it was meant to accomplish. It was some random kid who we've never seen before and who may never be referred to again. And he was apparently acting like a Playmaker. Was this a character we've seen already? I don't think so. I think I would have reported on that. But yeah, really random moment. It really didn't belong in this episode. It didn't need to be in the episode. Well, Yusuke saving this random kid pretending to be him. As the duel progresses, you know, he now, the Spectre's now summons a new, all-powerful monster, and she's like, I think you're like me. I think you kind of are a parallel of me, and I think that's what she's trying to get across. Like, yeah, you read this book when you were alone, but I had my brothers, so I kind of grew to love and care and have compassion, whereas you always read this book but had no one, so you can only have hate, and you're just a hateful little shit and no one likes you. And he's like, oh, you got me, you've nailed me. Whether that's really what's going on, I don't know. He seems like he's not really easy. He's kind of just playing it off like he's like, whatever. He seems to be in full control of this guy. And then he has a new card. He summons a new monster that he raises up to have the same attack as Blue Angel's monster. He attacks it, they destroy each other, and then tentacles he's like, I can summon your monster back to my field, and tentacles go and grab her, and she's like... And you know what? There are just times where you can argue that the creative team are really pushing their luck. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh's never been that anime to have that sort of, you know, ecchi kind of stuff. But you have this female Yu-Gi-Oh monster with big breasts. It can't be ignored. They certainly didn't ignore it when it showed her being raised up. Then you have tentacles, and it's Japan, and it's like they want us to draw it. They want us to think about it, and maybe it was. I don't know, but yeah, it was a kind of one of those moments. But essentially now, Blue Angel's ace monster's been turned against her. She's like, oh, I can't do anything. What can I do? She's looking for her hand, and she's like, I've got it. I know what to do. And the episode ends. I mean, fair episode. It was a dueling episode, and I like dueling episodes. I like watching moves go back and forth. We had a bit more. It was nice having the little backside story of Blue Angel's name, I guess, where that came from. We needed that apparently, but I guess it's nice to have. I guess the scene with a little kid playmaker, pointless, not needed at all. And the bird didn't record. Why isn't the bird just constantly recording? Like, I don't get it. Like, he keeps happening to forget to record whenever Playmaker's doing something awesome. It's annoying. It's irritating, and I don't like those two characters. They wind me up. They wind me up. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this week's episode. No more episodes now for the rest of the year. We'll see you next year, I guess, when we do episode... I'm not sure if there's going to... I think there should be an episode next year. I don't know if Japan like taking a week off, because obviously it's New Year's, but if there is an episode next week, I will see you next week, and indeed next year as we continue the Vrain Trains. Bye-bye.